Okay, guys, I'm back. Did y'all miss me? Ah! So, apparently TikTok is getting banned at some point. There's talks that it's gonna be banned on January 19th, that if you have TikTok, you'll still have access to the app, but you won't be able to update it. There's gonna be bugs. There's gonna be a lot of problems. So, I'm here on YouTube again. It's been about 2 years since I uploaded a video. I know, crazy. And I thought, hey, I've got some drafts on TikTok I'm gonna post. And then if the ban does happen, I'll make a video talking about it. But I thought I'd come back to YouTube, my roots as it would be. It's been a long time. And we're going to start doing series that I did on my TikTok for a long time. I started doing makeup videos on TikTok because it was just easier to make videos that way. The format was easier, all of that. Another reason I am back on YouTube is because I have better Wi-Fi now. Woo! I have better Wi-Fi. We got new Wi-Fi at my house, which means I can upload videos way faster than I used to. Okay, it used to take me like literal days to upload one TikTok video, and that's not a joke. That is not me exaggerating. That is the absolute truth. And now I don't have to worry about that anymore, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Again, I'm sorry about the way I sound. I don't mean it. Anyway, so a series I do on my wonderful TikTok is Random Makeup Day. So I have this wheel app on my iPad, and basically I put the brands that I have for each step, and this chooses the makeup we're going to use. So this is going to choose our primer, which is going to be from e.l.f. And the difference between TikTok and YouTube is that when you film YouTube, like I film my YouTube videos on my phone camera. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, that's absolutely what I do. So you can't really pause it. I mean, you can. Okay, so now I can pause on here. I never be able to do that. Maybe my phone updated or something. For our primer, we need e.l.f. So I'm gonna use this Stay Cool primer stick because we're doing minimal makeup. We're going to the airport today to drop off my Nana. She's been home for the holidays over Christmas. So she is going back to England, and we are dropping her off at the airport. Obviously, we'll like get her for security and we'll watch her go. But yeah, it's a bittersweet day. It's sad to see my Nana go back, but it's also like an important part of like life, I guess. I don't know. She has to go back. She cannot stay here forever. She stays for about 4 weeks at a time, which honestly like is a lot. Like that is a long time to be here for. Sorry, I was figuring out what concealers I have, because now we're going to move on to concealer. When I do minimal makeup, I don't do foundation. I just do concealer, which is going to be from Milk. Okay, the last few times I have used this filter, not this filter, this wheel, it picks Milk for the concealer almost every single time, which I have nothing against the Milk concealer. This is the Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer in 7NW. It's just not my favorite out of all the concealers I own. It's just not one I'm the biggest fan of. I don't know if it's the shade or if it's the consistency. I'm not the biggest fan of it. But anyway, I'm gonna blend this out and then I will come back. Another fun fact about coming back to YouTube is that my makeup routine has changed, okay, in a lot of ways. For example, I use bronzer now. I never used to use bronzer when I did my makeup. I didn't know what I was doing, but since I've been following other beauty creators on TikTok, I've learned a lot more about makeup and more about how I can perfect my makeup. And one thing I can do is using bronzer. And we're going to use cream bronzer for our minimal makeup. And it's going to be from Rare Beauty, which is a very happy thing. And I'm going to tell you why. Rare Beauty is my favorite cream bronzer. It's their Warm Wishes bronzer stick. This was the first cream bronzer I really tried, and I just fell in love with it like immediately. It just works really well for my skin. I don't know what's happening. My skin was looking so good, now it's looking bad. I think it might be the concealer. I don't know. I also layer my makeup, so I'll do cream bronzer and powder bronzer, but when I do minimal makeup, I use cream products. So for blush, we're going to choose if we're going to use a cream blush or a liquid blush, and today it's going to be Rare Beauty. Okay, so we got Rare Beauty twice. I'm going to use a mini size of the Rare Beauty liquid blush in shade Joy because I haven't used this in a while. One weird thing about YouTube, which is different than TikTok, on TikTok you could like tag brands when you used products for those brands. I don't know if that's a thing you could do on YouTube. I mean, maybe you could mention it in the description, but it's a very different. On TikTok, I got interactions from brands. I mean, Instagram, I think you could do that. But, like, I don't really know if I'm gonna post videos of me on Instagram, like, doing my makeup. I think I'd do that if I was doing, like, a product review. Like, if I was reviewing one product, I might do that, but I don't know. It's gonna be very different going back to YouTube, possibly posting stuff on Instagram, which I hardly ever post on Instagram, but at this point, I'm gonna have to start doing that if I want to get back to, like, how I was on TikTok. Because on TikTok, I had over 1,000 followers. And on YouTube, I have about 500. So, no, I had, like, almost 2,000 followers on TikTok. Which, if the ban does not happen, obviously I'll keep posting videos on TikTok. But I want to make sure that I remember that YouTube is an option. There's also the case of I have a whole makeup collection now. I have a whole makeup inventory, which keeps track of my products. And our setting powder is going to be from MAC. I don't have a lot of setting powders. My makeup collection has grown since last time I made a YouTube video. But at the same time, it's also shrunk because I decluttered a bunch of makeup recently. The makeup brands I use now has also changed. Because I don't remember if the last time I made a YouTube video I was working at Ulta or not. But fun fact, I do work at Ulta Beauty and I recently got promoted, which is really, really cool. I'm very excited and happy about it. I've been trying to get promoted since May of this year. And not May of this year, May of 2024, because it's a new year. And it makes sense for me to come back to YouTube in a new year. New year, new me, new YouTube channel. There's also the case of, like, what videos I want to do out here. If I want to do the same videos I made on TikTok, which is, like, makeup videos. But I also was getting into doing skincare. And I would do book talk where I would do book reviews. So that was a really fun experience. So there's definitely a lot of things I want to bring from my TikTok onto YouTube. It's just figuring out what do y'all want to see. And if the people from TikTok are going to come to YouTube, I definitely need to advertise that. We're gonna pick a highlighter. Highlighter is still a big part of my makeup routine. It always will be. And today's highlighter will be from Essence. This is the Essence Golden Highlighter from their Advent calendar. I want to make sure that, like, with YouTube videos, yes, it will be longer content. It'll be longer videos compared to what I do on TikTok. Because TikTok is kind of short form content, you know? It's kind of similar to Vine in a way, how Vine was, like, those 6-second videos. And, you know, Vine got shut down in 2016, and then TikTok came in. I mean, it was known as Musical.ly for a while, which I did have Musical.ly. and then Musical.ly switched to TikTok, which is really interesting if you think about it. How, like, apps kind of regenerate in a way. I don't know where everyone's gonna go with the TikTok ban. I might go back to using Tumblr, to be honest. I stopped using Tumblr a couple of years ago. I might go back to using Tumblr. It's been a while. I don't know what Tumblr is like anymore. Don't know what to expect. Is it still, you know, do we still get memes? Are there still people posting about Supernatural? I know, that's how long it's been since I've been on Tumblr, is I'm still referencing Supernatural. Supernatural ended like 4 years ago. Back in like, well, 5 years ago almost. Back in like 2020. Is crazy how like my references, like the fact that I haven't been on some of these like websites and some of these places is like freaking crazy to me. Like legitimately, I have been out of the loop. Like TikTok kept me like sort of in the loop in a way, but like it was definitely different content to like Tumblr, and even Twitter's changed. Like I'm on X, but X is definitely different than Twitter. Like you can see the vibe shifted. It really sucks because like those websites for like safe spaces for people, you know? Let's pick a mascara for us to use. NARS. Well, what's funny is I just used this the other day in a makeup challenge I did, which has uploaded to TikTok, which was makeup spelling out my dad's name for his birthday. I might end up recreating some stuff I did on TikTok. Like, there's so many makeup videos of makeup challenges I had planned that I might just end up doing on YouTube. Which isn't a problem. Like, I don't mind doing that. I do feel bad for some of the TikTok creators that, like, TikTok is how they make their money. Like, that's how they make their income. So, with this ban, like, some people are gonna lose their jobs because they became full-time content creators and this was the only content they created. So they're either gonna have to start working like a day job, like an actual job, which is why I wasn't making any money from TikTok, so I'm not really losing anything. I am losing an opportunity in a way because I was building my page and trying to become a creator and like find myself within that realm of possibility. It's just, I really do feel bad for some people that, like, put a lot of work into the stuff they created. And now it's just being taken away from them. Like, it's not fair for, like, it's just not fair for some of them because they didn't know this was gonna happen. Like, they talked about a TikTok ban, but it kept getting pushed out, and everyone was like, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. And I was like, oh shit, it might actually happen. So now, you know, these TikTok creators are trying to find, you know, oh, I can move to Instagram. Oh, I can move to YouTube. But everyone's like, we're not going to Instagram. We're not going to go to Meta. Like, we don't give a shit about Mark Zuckerberg, which is fine, to each their own. And, like, the same with YouTube. People are going to be like, why would I actually watch things on YouTube? Like, YouTube nowadays, like, there's YouTube Shorts. Okay, YouTube Shorts is a thing. Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. Reels, most of the time, are just TikToks that someone downloaded and then posted on Reels. Like, it's crazy that, like, a bunch of content is going to be gone. Like, I don't think the government is realizing that, like, so much media is going to be destroyed. And they just don't care. Because they're like, the Chinese government is taking our information. You take our information every day. The US is constantly monitoring our information. So, like, why should I be like, not the Chinese? Like, the US is also watching everything you do. And, like, that's not a conspiracy theory. That is the absolute truth. You have a social security number. The US knows every single thing you do. So, us being worried about China, it's like, y'all do the same freaking thing. Like, what are you talking about? And the fact that, like, so many young people are moving to Red Note, and Red Note, like, I thought about moving there, but obviously, I can't. It's all in Mandarin. There's a way to switch it to English, but it's very complicated. Number 2, you get sent, like, codes to, like, try and log in, and it's really tough if you live in the US, if you don't live in China. Number 3, they censor content. Like, y'all have to understand. The book talk people that talk about the smutty books, that is going to be shut down. Okay, they censor queer content. Okay, there's a lot of stuff they censor. Because China is way more conservative than people realize. So the chances of you being able to upload the same content you are uploading on the US version of TikTok, absolutely not. I don't know what's gonna happen. I like to think that there might be an extension, that they'll realize the error of their ways, that there might be a way for TikTok to sell it to a US-based company, since Red Note is happening. Do they really need TikTok anymore? So yeah, I don't really know. I don't really know what's gonna happen. Anyway, let's pick a lip product. The dystopia of the world is really crazy right now. Like, it's a makeup revolution. It is really tough to figure out, you know, where are we gonna go? What are we gonna do? What are we doing here? I'm not gonna lie, there is a sense of, like, just dread, because TikTok is, like, the main app I use. And for a lot of people, that's, like, the only social media they have, to be honest. Like, some people, they got rid of Facebook, they got rid of Instagram because they hate Mark Zuckerberg, and they kept TikTok, and that was it. Like, when people do, like, purges of social media, they're like, I'm not gonna keep the social media that I don't enjoy, so they got rid of the other ones and just kept TikTok. And it's like, the fact that, like, a bunch of brands are gonna lose money, because a lot of brands make, like, a lot of money through TikTok because they post a lot of content on TikTok. A lot of brands are gonna be losing money, which I don't think these companies realize. And honestly, I don't think they care. I genuinely don't think they care at all. Which is even sadder for, like, some of the people involved to be like, we're living in, like, this timeline of, like, the government's acting like they care about our information being leaked, but actually they just care about monitoring the information that we have. They just care that they're gonna have first access to it before another country does. Like, it's literally fascism, okay? They're shutting down websites. Okay, they are shutting down sources of material that is unbiased, okay? TikTok is an unbiased brand. You can get stuff from Trump supporters, you can get stuff from Democrats, you can get stuff from all political parties. They don't want that. They want it to be that you receive information from a certain government, a certain, like, party. So they get rid of TikTok because TikTok can show you both sides of the coin. But Elon Musk is in charge of X, so he can monitor and make sure the only things on there are stuff from Trump supporters, stuff that backs up the Republicans. That's what he can do. This is even, like, Mark Zuckerberg can completely control on Facebook that the only posts you see are from the right. He absolutely can. But TikTok, they don't do that. TikTok can post whatever they want. Okay? With, like, there's parental guidelines. Like, you can't post full-on nudity on TikTok. Absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, do they actually care? It's picking a setting spray, by the way. Anastasia Beverly Hills. Nice. I genuinely feel like I'm not explaining this correctly for anyone involved, like for anyone that does care. That is heavy. Okay, that is a heavy spray. Oh, fun fact, I bought this fan literally from the TikTok shop, by the way, so I can fan my face after I do my setting spray. which helps, like, I don't know if it actually does anything, but it's supposed to help, like, melt the setting spray and the powders together to make it look more seamless. And it kind of, like, dries the setting spray down so it doesn't look like you're just sweaty and gross in a way. I don't know. I could be talking completely out of my ass right now. Before I get any further in, I do hope that TikTok does not get banned. I do hope we do reach an impasse, or there's a way for, like, the US to buy TikTok if that's the main problem, because it's Chinese owned. If they can find a way to move past all of that, that would be wonderful. Do I think that is possible? I don't know. I like to believe it is. I like to believe there is that possibility, but I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what the plans are. I think I saw something about someone saying there could be an extension for 270 days, which is almost a full year. So if that happens, then that means we get another full year of TikTok. But if it doesn't, you can find me on here on YouTube. Okay, you can find me here. I will be making YouTube videos again. I don't know what kind of YouTube videos. It might be the exact same videos I was gonna post on TikTok, just in YouTube form. That could be what I do. But y'all let me know. I know it's been a really long time, and I am very happy to be back. I know I don't sound it. I am currently sick, but I'm very happy to be back on y'all's screens. And yeah, I hope you guys support me on this journey of rediscovering YouTube in a way.